What's going on, guys? So hopefully you guys can hear me and also see me. Everything looks clear on my end though. So just go ahead and drop a comment in the chat box. Just drop a number 1 in there so I can know that you guys can hear me right now. And then post any questions if you have any, and we'll get started. I just mainly wanted to hop on here for a bit and pretty much give the opportunity to. All right, appreciate you, Terrell. I just wanted to hop on here and give everybody the opportunity to ask me any questions if they have something specific that they may be struggling with. I know that I've been spending a lot of time in the premium group and haven't been posting on YouTube and stuff as much, so I wanted to dedicate this live session to you guys and just come hang out and be here for if you guys have any questions or anything that you guys want to talk about in particular, then just let me know. So let me just check out the other screens. Sweet. Cool. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, just post those in the chat box. I don't have anything in particular that I do want to talk about in terms of the charts. If you're in the premium group, then we made a nice little profit for a Friday on the GBP USD sell. So that was a nice little trade to close out the week. Ultimately, we did form this low and trade back up, but all of our take profit levels were hit. So that was about 70 pips of profit locked in to go ahead and close out the week, which is good because at the beginning of the week we had a little bit of a slow start and really we weren't making anything. It was pretty much just every single trade we'd take, we'd be in it pretty much all through London and New York session, but we would only get like 5 or 6 pips or lose 3 or 4 or 5 pips. So it really all week was kind of really scattered. We didn't get a lot of clear price action in my opinion, but cable did have a nice little setup last night. So while I'm waiting for you guys to post any questions, I'll just go ahead and talk about pretty much the reasons that I went ahead and shorted this last night, and just going live on Instagram real quick too so I can let them know. So just give me 1 second, guys. Alright, what up Instagram? So I'm just live streaming on YouTube right now, and I wanted to open up the live stream on Instagram as well, in case you guys have any questions or anything specific that you want to ask me, then yeah, I'll be able to answer that for you. So right now we're looking at the GBP USD short that we took last night, and the whole reasoning behind the trade is I was expecting weaker prices just due to the price action that we were getting in dollar index and cable. And again, if you're in my premium group, then just go check out the daily technicals video from yesterday and you'll be able to see exactly what we were looking for, how that unfolded, and how we traded based off of it. But in the daily technicals, I mentioned that I wanted to see this low right here broken below and then retest. So we had that break below, then a retest. So that was a nice short here. I didn't get in until about London session, and that's when I called the signal for you guys, which was after we had this little push down here, and we had this ICT bearish order block form. Made another lower low, pushed right back up into that here, and we sold it with a stop loss above here. And we were targeting 3150, 3130, and 31 big figure. So we traded down to 3150, pretty much almost immediately within the first 30 minutes of having the trade open. Within the first hour of having the trade open, we achieved take profit 2. So that was about 50 pips of profit locked in. And then we had 31 big figure that was achieved. We were 3 pips away from it. So if you guys were awake and got the chance to close out here, more props to you, but I woke up a little late this morning, so I closed out on this down candle here. So I missed a little bit of this here, closing out late just because I was sleeping. But again, I'm not worried about that because once my take profit 1 and 2 were hit, I already had 70% of the position removed, and my stop loss was moved to break even. So at that point, I knew if I woke up, I was either going to get stopped out with no money lost. It was only a 2 pip profit because I put my stop loss in front of my entry. And then in terms of, it didn't come down and hit that 31 big figure, so it didn't hit my last take profit level, so I didn't get the full move necessarily. But I wasn't worried about that because I was going to sleep already locking in 70% of my profit from take profit 1 and 2 and had no risk on the trade, so I didn't really care what happened. I just had my take profit set at 31 big figure, and we stopped three pips away from that, which no worries. I should have put it at around 31.05 just to account for the spread, but I was super tired. I didn't get much sleep for the past 2 days, so I finally got to catch up on some sleep last night, and that really helped out. So now I'm pretty much back in action again. Sweet. Can you still hear me, Casper? Okay, cool. What lot size did I use? Well, what are you talking about for the trade last night? Or are you talking about in general? Everybody's lot size is going to be different, though. It depends on the account that you have. So if you have a really big account, then you're going to be placing larger lot sizes. Yeah, well, my lot size is going to be a lot different than yours, so it's not about that though, bro. It's about the amount of pips that you catch. So in terms of lot size, just make sure that you're risking 5% of your account, or you use 1 mini lot for every $100 for your max risk positions, and for your minimum risk positions you can use 1 penny lot, which is 0.01, and that'll be the lowest risk possible. It was 2 lots, bro. So 2 lots, you can do the math of the amount of pips and all that. But I basically locked in 70% at 50 pips or so. So nice little night. Wasn't bad overall. It was a pretty slow week. So being able to end the week on a positive note, and also it being a Friday, was definitely a blessing nonetheless, because really Fridays I don't even trade that much. So I typically look to trade primarily Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and those are my favorite days to trade generally, because what happens Sunday when the market opens is you'll get a lot of fluctuation. So the market will just pretty much either form the high or low of the week. It's not really gonna make the intended move right away. So for example, if you're expecting a bullish week, then Sunday the market may trade lower, and Monday the market may trade lower, and then form the low of the week and start trading higher the rest of the week. So I wait till Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because that's when the optimal trading opportunities are there, because all that manipulation and nonsense that the market does Sunday and Monday is pretty much out the way. Now this week it's a little different because we have high impact news. On Monday we have a few different news events. So whenever we have things like that, for example, we have core retail sales, Empire State Manufacturing Index, all at 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time Monday, for the dollar index. So that could be a nice setup that we get in the majors on Monday. So we may not have to wait till Tuesday. I'm always showing up to the markets to look and see if the setup is there, and that's the most important thing. So you want to stick to your plan. So for me, that's trade Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays. If they're and occasionally Friday, as long as it's not NFP. So that was the exception to my rule today. But in terms of sticking to your plan, you always want to make sure that you're having a set of rules that you follow. So trading Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever that may be. But for me, I just have I just have my set of rules. I stick to those, and if the setup is there on a day that's outside of it, then I have to pretty much make sure that risk is low, and it has to be really clear in price action. So I was cautious taking this trade last night on GBP USD, but for the amount of I was risking basically 20 pips, which was moved down to no risk in the first 30 minutes of the trade being open, and then targeting 70 pips. So it was basically a 3-to-1 trade setup. So for risking 20 pips, I have the opportunity to make 70 pips, which ended up happening. I didn't make the full 70 pips, but it was like 60 whatever. I had two positions on, so that was a nice little way to end out the week. What up, Herb? Yeah, so I'm just waiting for you guys to ask more questions. I don't really have anything specific to talk about, unless you guys want to talk about like fucking, I don't know, entrepreneurship. Like it really, that's just pretty much a topic that I could talk about forever. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, in terms of trading, like if you guys have any specific questions about something that you're not understanding, or you're struggling with on your own when you're trying to trade, then this is the time that you want to definitely ask me those questions, because I can go on the charts, I can show you, and I'm right here with you live, so we can actually talk about whatever it is and figure out how to fix it for you. So what up, dude? So what I can talk about, next video, for YouTube, Johnny, it'll be out later today. This will be on YouTube, so this live session, and then I'll be working on a few that for this weekend as well. I have one for Instagram TV that'll be coming out later. That's gonna be like on like entrepreneurship and like how to make money to get like for startup capital, because I posted a question on my Instagram, and someone had asked, I said, what's the thing that you struggle most with in entrepreneurship? And the person responded and they said startup capital. And this is something that I really think a lot of people feel like they need, is startup capital, or they need some some type of money to get started in whatever it is that they want to do. But you don't have to come from money. You don't have to have a lot of money to make money. Like the most important thing is to develop skills. So, as you progress, you're going to learn to develop, high income skills. At the beginning, you may have low income skills. So, what that means is just like buying and reselling things. And that's something that, anyone can do even with no money, because, there's free sections on Craigslist and everything. I talked about this in another video. If you guys follow Gary Vee, this is something he talks about. But you can literally go on the free section in Craigslist, pick up free items from somebody's house, and then turn around and resell that on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, all these other sites, and for a profit, for 100% profit. All you have to do is actually go pick it up. And if you don't have a car to go pick it up, you can take public transportation, ride a bike, whatever. And it's really that simple at the end of the day. But the problem is nobody wants to actually work for it. They just want the money. They're like, oh man, I wish I could live this life that everybody else lives, and they can go drive these nice cars, and they can go travel all the time and do all this. They can do those things because they put in the work. They developed a skill, and then they put in the work to perfect that skill. That skill could literally be anything. It could be trading, it could be selling stuff, it could be dancing, it could be rapping, it could be anything. Music production, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, there are people who make millions of dollars doing the craziest shit. Like, there was a guy one time I seen, he had some type of like hot dog stand or something, but he was like a millionaire from selling hot dogs or something ridiculous. But it's crazy. Like, you could really make money from pretty much anything, and you don't need money to get started. Everybody just has this misconception that you got to either come from money, you got to know somebody. Like, this is all bullshit. This is stuff that people are feeding you because they have no idea themselves. Like, at the end of the day, they're not the people that you're probably getting this advice from that are like, oh, or other people that are in your circle that are complaining, saying, you know, I wish we could do this, I wish we could do that, I wish we had this. Why don't you just ask yourself, how can I get that? So instead of saying, I wish I had a Lamborghini, say, how can I afford a Lamborghini? So if a Lamborghini monthly car payment is, you know, $2,000 a month, then how does that translate to your skill? For me, that's that's 200 pips a month on a standard lot. That's 20 pips on 10 standard lots. So that's how it would translate to my skill. But if you're, you know, a photographer, whatever it is, and you charge $500, you know, a shoot, then you got to have 4 shoots to make that $2,000 every single month. So you got to have 4 people booked every single month in order to pay for that Lamborghini. It's not about wishing I can have this, or, oh, I'm just going to trust, like, I'm going to just trust that it's going to eventually happen, but I'm not going to fucking work for it at all. And that's what people want to do. They're just, I'm going to trust the process. Okay, cool. What work are you going to put in during the process? You know what I'm saying? Like, people aren't willing to put in that work. They're just saying, oh, I'll trust the process. I'll get there. I'll get that eventually. At the end of the day, it's a circle. You're literally going in a circle. Like, I feel like I just talked about this, but I mean, seriously, every single month is probably the same. If you wish and you complain and you talk about these things, your month, every single month is probably the same. I wish I had more money. I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. You aren't changing your situation. You're not asking yourself the right question. The question you need to be asking yourself is, if you want something specific out of life, then you need to ask yourself, how can I get that? And then you need to set actionable steps to get that thing. And it really is that simple at the end of the day, but people aren't willing to discipline themselves. They want to say, fuck it, I'll go get a job, and then I'm going to allow this person to discipline me and tell me what I need to do when I need to do it, versus me knowing when to do the shit I need to do on my own. Like, if you want to be somebody who can work for yourself or be a business owner or entrepreneur or whatever, you got to start developing the discipline. I had no fucking discipline at the beginning. I was not disciplined with anything. I just thought I was the person I'm talking about right now. I was the person saying, I'm going to trust the process, watching all these videos, getting my mindset right. All things that need to be done, you should definitely develop your mindset, but at the end of the day, that's all I did. I didn't take any action. I wasn't working. And like, most people do that, and you're not getting any results from it because you're not taking any, actionable results. So if you're doing, daily activities that aren't going to be generating you money, and your goal is to make more money, how are you going to make more money? If your activities that you're doing throughout the day, if that's playing video games, going play like fucking, I don't know, football, going ride your bike, like whatever it is that you do, like for fun, if you're doing that and you want to make more money and you're not focused on some type of activity to make money from it, so if you are, somebody who does like go ride your bike or whatever, then do like a group where you're like coaching people like how to do tricks on your bike for $20 and do like a meetup or something. Like, you don't have to, avoid these things, but learn how to start like monetizing your skills, like the things that you enjoy, and make sure that you can actually provide value to the people that are, like looking to you for this advice. So if someone is looking to, trade Forex, my whole goal is I want them to be able to look to me for advice. I want to be able to help them with whatever they're struggling with. And through my value that I provide and also the skill that I've learned, I'm able to charge people to basically pay me a fee in order to teach them what I know. But that can be done with anything. It doesn't have to be trading. It could be literally anything that you're good at. You can just start teaching people what you know. But you'll never be able to teach anybody anything if you don't have a skill that you're learning. And most people don't actually learn a skill, and that's the problem really nowadays, because like schools aren't teaching you skills. Schools are teaching you like fucking history or whatever they teach you. But at the end of the day, you really need to, develop some skills, especially in the world that we're living in today. Is it worth making a $100 account to start with under my parents' name using micro lots? Sure, if you want. I mean, I don't know if you're still using your demo account, Johnny, but I would definitely make sure that you're using the demo account before ever trying to get started with like real money or anything. You want to practice first, bro. Like you need to figure out what you're looking for in the markets, because for example, if you're just looking at this right now, you may not have this exactly what I see in here versus what the average person who would look at this chart would see, or a beginning trader. We're not going to see the same thing. We'll never see the same thing. Every single person's always going to see something different, but you have to figure out what is the thing that you can see in the charts best that you can start trading off of. So where I see this setup form, and then I'm going to execute a trade based off of that. So that's something that you have to develop, and you do that by practicing with a demo account first. So I don't recommend jump straight into a live account if you haven't practiced, and really understood it. It doesn't, you can say, oh, I've practiced on a demo account for, a few months or whatever, but at the end of the day, if you've practiced on a demo account, like, are you consistent on a demo account? Do you have consistent profits on a demo account? Do you have a plan that you're following for the trades that you're taking on your demo account? I know that emotions and all that stuff is completely different when you're trading on a demo account, but try to imagine that it's real. Like, you have to really put yourself in the position to succeed. And the way that you can do that, especially with this demo account, it's giving you the opportunity to trade with fake money. Treat it as if it's real money. So actually, look at the charts. Be like, damn, I'm down $50 right now. Imagine if you were really down $50. You have to feel what that feels like in a demo setting, and then you can move over to a live. Now, if you can't force yourself to feel, those emotions in a demo account, then, whatever. Maybe you do have to just move over to a live account, but it's a lot harder, and it's going to take you a lot longer to learn when you have real money on the table. Think about it. You're going to go in, you're going to think, oh, if I'm right on this trade, then I can make $100. I can make $1,000. I can make this amount of money. And people get caught up in that. And they think, oh, that's exactly what's going to happen. And then what happens is they're wrong because they weren't reading the markets correctly. The whole, at the beginning, I used to always think, oh, damn, I'm going to miss the move. I need to get in. I need to always be watching to make sure that I don't miss it. Now, I'm never really too worried about missing a move because, if I'm expecting a bearish day, for example, I know there's going to be multiple opportunities that I can get in on that trade. If I'm expecting a bullish day, complete opposite. I know there's going to be multiple opportunities where I can get in on a buy setup for that trade. So I'm not worried about if I miss, the initial low of the day and, I don't get the full 100 pips and I get 80 pips instead. You just have to be satisfied with what the market gives you, and all week, guys, I literally, every single trade, I'll call them out to you. Every single trade I was taking, I literally was not making anything. All right, so July 3rd, plus 3 pips. July 3rd was the first week, so we didn't do anything that week. July 10th, plus 35 pips. July 10th again, negative 5 pips. July 11th, negative 2 pips. July 11th again, negative 3 pips. July 12th, negative 4 pips. So, but pretty much all week, up until Friday, today, I made, 30 minus 5 is 30 pips, minus 2, 28, minus 3, 25, minus 4, 21. So if I would have never took this trade on GU yesterday, I would have basically ended the week with 21 pips profit. And even then, I would have been satisfied. That's cool. And most people aren't willing to accept that. They're like, damn, I want to make 20 pips a day. Sometimes the market just doesn't give you what you can see in the format of 20 pips a day. And you just have to accept that. It's going to be a new week next week. Then there's going to be a week after that. And it's going to continue. It's not going anywhere. But people just allow their current situations to dictate their future outcome. And just because you're broke right now, and just because you don't understand how to trade right now, just because you don't have any, whatever it is that you don't have right now, does not mean that you won't have those things in the future. Where you're at right now and where you can be in the next 6 to 12 months is completely up to you. You can be in a totally different situation. Are you willing to put in the work? Or are you just going to say, are you going to be exactly who I was at the beginning of my journey? I'm going to trust the process. I trusted the process for like 2 years. Guess what happened? Nothing. I wasn't working. I wasn't taking any action, guys. You have to take action. So I don't know what it is that you guys may want to do, what it is that you enjoy, but whatever that thing is, find someone who's doing it. If you want to be a professional music producer, I keep using music, I don't know why, but if you want to be a professional music producer, then you need to seek out someone who is a music producer, and you need to offer them something. You need to say, hey, I'll work for you for free. I'll go get your coffee in the mornings. I'll get you breakfast. I'll drive you where you need to go. I'll do whatever it takes, but I want to learn how to be a music producer like you, and I'm willing to work for free. So you work for free, you have to get another job to pay the bills, then do it. But at the end of the day, people aren't willing to make that sacrifice. They're saying, oh, I want to be a music producer, but I'm worth at least $10 an hour, so I'm not going to do this. I can't do it for free. Guys, if you go back and study anybody, like most successful people had a mentor, or they had someone that helped them on their journey. And you know what? You don't have to have a mentor. Fine. If you don't want to have a mentor and you want to do the thing on your own, go for it. Just understand, when you have someone that helps you on your journey with whatever the skill is that you're learning, it goes so much faster. It literally cuts the time almost in half, because they are able to tell you everything that they didn't know at first, everything they learned over their journey. So if I've been doing this for 4 years, I'm able to give you guys 4 years worth of knowledge. 4 years of mistakes I made. See what I mean? So that's what you have to do. People just aren't they're not thinking about things like this. If you want, they feel like I'm stuck at this job, or I'm stuck doing this, but most people don't even think about what is the thing that I'm passionate about, or what do I love? What skills do I have? Whatever those are, that should be whatever you go after in life to do. So if you're a badass dancer, then you should teach dancing classes, open up a dance studio. Don't feel like you can't do those things because you don't know anyone who's done it, or you feel like you don't come from money, so you can't do those things. You have to create your own life. You have one single life. One life. So if you are doing things that you don't want to do your whole entire life, you're going to have a lot of regret when you're older. A lot of regret. And regret fucking sucks. It really does. I can't think of anything that I regret. I mean, I'm super young, but at the end of the day, there's so many older people. I don't want to just say old people, but there's so many older people, that are in their 70 plus, so 70, 80s, 90s. If you're 40, you're not fucking old. But, those older people, 70 plus, are definitely, if they didn't do the things that they want to do, talk to one of them. Talk to a great grandma or grandma or somebody who, ask them if they have any regrets. I bet they do. I bet they'll say, oh, I wish I didn't work at this company for 60 years, or it may not be a job, but or I wish I would have, finally got my health together, or I have no idea what it could be. But the regret that people have, as they get older in life it's crazy. It's really crazy. Talk to older people. I keep talking about Gary Vee too, but if you guys don't follow Gary Vee, literally go search this dude. He's like full-on entrepreneur, but he doesn't try to be like a motivational speaker or anything. But this dude, when you see his work ethic and the things that he talks about, like, he's just super practical and he puts everything in perspective. And these are I'm basically telling you guys what he talks about. And these are them. Like, he talks about, having regret, like when you're older, all that stuff. And trust me, guys, like, at the end of the day, you want to do, like, you want to create your own life. You want to do whatever it is that you want to do. And I'm thankful to have realized that at a pretty young age, because now that's like my whole mentality, right? Like, I'm not even gonna think about not doing something that I don't want to do. If I want to do it, I'm just gonna do it. And that's the problem. Like, what most people think about, oh, well, if I do this, then this is gonna happen, or then I have to worry about this. And you can't. Like, guys, I can only talk about this for so long, but at the end of the day, you can't, don't hold yourself back. Like, your potential is really limitless, but you have to be willing to put in the work. Like, that there is no secret to anything. Anything you want to do, whatever it is, like, you can do it. You can do it. I guarantee someone else has done it. They are no different than you. The only thing that they have done different, they're not more talented. It doesn't even fucking matter if they are more talented. If you want to be a professional basketball player and somebody's better than you because they're just purely talented, fucking work more than them. Work more and harder than them, and eventually you may be better than them, or pretty damn close. Like, it would literally stun you guys what you can actually be capable of if you just push yourself a little further. So really do that. And that's kind of like what what I'm focused on. I'm trying to push myself further with everything. Like, for example, right now, this live session, like, this didn't feel comfortable to me at first. It still doesn't feel like super comfortable. Like, I'm still like in my head, like, damn, what can I talk about? Nobody's asking me really any questions. So what could I say? I don't care. Like, the point is, like, I'm training myself. Like, I'm getting on these live sessions. I'm doing all this stuff because, like, I have to eventually feel comfortable with this. If I'm going to, like, live my life through a camera and stuff, and I'm going to, like, share my life and things that I do, then, I have to get comfortable with it. So that's just how it is. And I'm putting in the work to eventually get there. And I just want you guys, to have that same practical advice that I pretty much was given, and, be able to do the same thing. Like, take action on all that stuff. Don't hold yourself back. Don't feel like you're not capable of doing these things. What's up, guys? What's up? Thanks for joining the live session. Just checking through the chats real quick. Let's see. What's up, SMMA? What's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Any advice on killing the markets being 20 years old? Yeah, man. So, like, I think we talked about this last time, but really, like, the most important thing, it doesn't matter what age you are. Like, I have a guy right now that I'm talking to here on Instagram. I think he's 13 or 14 years old, and he's been studying trading for, a couple months, and that's his thing. Like, that's what he wants to learn how to do. And it does not matter what age you are. You could be 13, you could be 20, you could be 40, you could be 70, and you could learn, the skill of trading. But you just have to be willing to put in the time. So my advice, if you want to crush the markets at whatever age you are, if you're 20, then by all means, if you want to crush the market as a 20-year-old, what I would do is, figure out what wins and what losses have you had in your trading. So what I mean by that, not specifically the trades, but what do you see in the charts, and what, like, whenever you take a trade based off of you seeing that thing, how often are you right? So is it a 30% chance that you're going to be right every time you see this specific, pattern or formation form? Then you need to log those things down So it pretty much goes back to having a trade journal or having something to document all of your stuff in. So, I mean, like right here next to me, I pretty much keep like tons of books, and not like reading books, but these are like little books that I write all of my stuff in. So I journal. It's like my entrepreneur Bible pretty much. And so when I fill one up, I just grab a new one. And then this one doesn't really have too much through it yet, but it's all just like notes, me journaling things about trading, different ideas I have. I don't know if you guys could see it, but just all this stuff. So that is, something that I started doing with my trading that I eventually implemented into everything in my life. So now these are pretty much, everything that I do in life, not just my trading, but I would highly recommend that if you don't have a book or something, I mean, I keep those right in my desk drawer, but you can keep it on your desk, but just pretty much keep it with you, all the time. That way, if you have an idea or anything, you could just jot it down in there. If you have, something that you see in the markets that, recurs often, you could pretty much log that, and then kind of like what you're looking for. And then it's cool because you can eventually look back like through those notebooks and see different things that you may have forgotten about, or something that you wanted to do but didn't actually. Well, that's the same thing. What am I saying? But yeah, I mean, so step one to advice, to start killing the markets is start developing that discipline by using a trade journal as the tool. So, log your trades, why you were right, why you were wrong, why did you enter, why did you exit, and then that's going to help you really start to create a trading plan, which is essentially, what you need to develop to figure out how you are going to, behave in the markets as a trader. And I have a trading plan. I share that with everybody. I give that, to anyone. So that's completely available for you guys. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is coming up with your specific trading plan, though, because my trading plan is, what works for me. And, this is, I basically, in my trading plan, I cover the 5 steps that I follow. But at the end of the day, there's so much that I've learned about the markets. Like, I couldn't just put it all in, a trading plan, because most of it's in my head. It's just what I see based off of the price action in the markets. But that only comes from experience. It comes from time sitting in front of the charts watching it. And if you don't have time to sit in front of the charts because you work or whatever, guys, you have the opportunity with like these charts to go and backtest. There's data for years. You can go back and backtest 20, 30 years if you want to. But people most of the time are making excuses. Oh, I don't have the time to trade. I can't sit in front of the charts. Why can't you backtest? 2 hours before bed, why can't you backtest? You don't have 2 hours before bed? Okay, well, do you watch TV? Do it while you're eating dinner. Like, I mean, you got to make sacrifices if you want to. Not everybody's situation is the same, and it's most of the time not easy to get where you want to be in life. Like, I don't know a single person that I've met that said, oh, it was easy to get where I am. It's not fucking easy. It's hard. Most people's situations, like, they're coming from something tough. Maybe your parents aren't here anymore. Maybe they're not willing to support you in what you do, or like there's a ton of factors. Maybe they're addicted to drugs. Guys, like, these are real problems. Real people deal with these things. I understand. You may be dealing with this, but you can't let that hold you back from getting the things done that you need to get done. Goes back to one life. One life. So I'm just checking through the chat now. On average, how many orders do I open per day? Generally just 1, maybe 2. Never usually more than 3, though. I checked out ICT YouTube channel and watched all amazing content. Yeah, dude, I mean, ICT is the man. There's his YouTube channel, his videos, his content. It is literally, I don't know anyone else who puts out any information to the level that he does. It's wild. There's no trader out there that does what he does. There's no trader out there that does what he does. Period. Can you share a snapshot of your journal, please? Want to use it as an example to develop mine. Yeah, give me 1 second, man, and I will post it in the chat for you. Alright, so I'm posting it in the chat box right now, and that's going to take you to Facebook Messenger. So it's just like a little bot that I have set up. Wow, that looks really weird on here. But the little bot will send, just click better. You have the opportunity to click better entries or better strategy. And either one that you click, you can go back and click the other one and get both of them. But it's like 2 little files that I created. So you'll have one of them is my trading plan. So if you want that, click better strategy. And then if you want like better entries, there's like an entry pattern type thing that I put together. So the link for that is in the chat box there on the YouTube side of the screen chat box. So if you want my trading plan, just click that and then just choose the option for better strategy, and then that Facebook bot will automatically send it to you. So it's not me directly responding to you. It is a bot. So if you have, whatever, any issues and something doesn't work properly, then just send me a message on Facebook personally, and I can still see all the messages that the bot sends. It's easier for me than going find the file, uploading it, all that stuff. I can just easily have it automated, so for anyone that goes and clicks that link, they can just choose better strategy and then have the option to download my trading plan from there. Yep, no problem, man. That's the whole point of me creating it. I wanted to make sure that everyone who doesn't have a trading plan could at least take a look at mine, understand, kind of like what I look for, and then, apply that to theirs, try using it, see if it works out for them, and, really just anything, man. Like I want you guys to be able to, really understand trading as a whole. So like, if you want to be a trader, and like I can also give like entrepreneur advice if you're not a trader or anything like that, but I want anyone who follows me that's a trader, like I want to see you guys succeed. I want to be able to help you guys. And that trading plan is, that's a stepping stone for you guys to get started, and that's a foundation, and that's something that you want to start with, and you're going to build on top of that. So you're going to learn new things about the market that you can add to that. So don't just keep the trading plan as it is. Start adding to it. If you like certain things that you use, add that to it. If you don't like certain things that I use in the trading plan, remove that and then try adding your thing. See how that works. You got to just keep moving things around, test it out, see what works best for you. What works for me may not work best for you, but you should still focus on the same concepts. Everything that I use for support and resistance, how I use my fibs, breaking market structure, all of those things, they're pretty much universal. Like they're going to be able to work for anyone. How you see it will be pretty much the difference. So that's all going to depend on the time frame that you trade. Are you a day trader, a swing trader, a scalper? And yeah, you'll pretty much be able to do your thing. Sweet. So I'm going to go ahead and, all right, I'm hopping off of Instagram later, guys. If you have any questions, just send me a DM. Or if you want to join the live session, go to my YouTube channel and you'll be able to join us there. Links in the description of my profile. Or bio, whatever it's called. Let me see. I want you to know that I've observed and applied your working structure by the magic wand. Can't believe. Yeah, man, it's crazy, right? And that's the thing, right? It's about figuring out like, is the break in market structure the thing that you're looking for? You know what I mean? Is that what you can see? And if you really do study it and you start looking for it, you already know. I'm glad that it's working out for you, man. That's awesome. That's truly awesome. I don't think I've met you before or talked to you before. This is the first time I've seen you on my channel, but shout out to you, man. That's awesome. That's so awesome to see. Yeah, it's the crazy thing is too, so many people are looking for like all these crazy things in the charts and like drawing all, I don't even know what they're like, what these indicators and all this other stuff that I see. But at the end of the day, if you just focus on, what direction is the daily candle going to go, dropping down to a 1 hour time frame, waiting for the break in market structure, buying or selling the retest, oh my God, it's golden. It's golden. It is. I truly don't know a simpler way to trade. I truly do not know a simpler way to trade. And that's why this is kind of like what I wanted to, how I wanted to explain it, just in a very simple format. Like, it's because it's not complicated. It's really just a matter of learning like the things that you need to look for. But so many people are like out here on YouTube or whatever other social media platforms, and they're like taking people around like this whole like circus, and they're like, oh, you need to do this and you need to do that. And like at the end of the day, you're only looking for a few things in the market. Like, that's it. And you need to understand, of course, a lot of, different things that you're going to implement and learn over the time, as being a trader, but you don't need it all at the beginning to get started. The whole point is developing a plan, starting with a plan, getting one from somebody, creating your own, whatever, and then you build off of that. So, that is pretty much the starting point, is that plan that I send all you guys. And then from there, you're going to build and build and build and build. Eventually, your plan may be, 10, 15, 20 steps or whatever. Like, if I lose, then I'm going to do this. If the market goes this way, then I'm going to do this. Like, you start to have a bunch of different things that you'll add to your trading plan. And, it's going to make it that much better. So your trading plan right now, like whenever you use it, it may be, a 40% winning strategy. But then whenever you do it, 8 months, 12 months from now, after you've really fine-tuned it, you may have a 85, 90% win rate on that trading plan. So it's all about figuring out what it is that you could see. So going back to you, TradePath, if you see the break-in structure easily and you're able to, just simply buy and sell the retest, man, like, study that, stick to it, like, stick to what you know, stick to what you can see, and really perfect that. Because once you perfect that one thing, you're able to start building on top of that and adding all these new things, which inevitably make that one thing that you know the best better. So trust me, man, like, if you're able to already see the break in market structure and you're buying and selling the retest, like, I have plenty of people that are still in my group that aren't able to see the break in structure and stuff yet. And everyone sees it at a different time. You're not supposed to feel like, oh, I've been here for 3 months and I still can't see the break in market structure. It's not about that, guys. It's not about that. You'll see it if you're putting in the work. So if you're putting in the time in front of the charts, all that stuff, you'll see it. But if you're somebody who's just like waiting for me to post the charts and tell you when I see the break in market structure and all that, it's not, you're never going to be able to see it. That's what I did. I was sitting around and I would always be looking around for everybody to tell me what each pair was going to do. So I'd be, searching through Twitter, I'd be searching through Instagram, YouTube, all this stuff, trying to figure out, oh, what do they think it's going to do? Because it's got to do that. They probably know. Instead of like really thinking about it on my own, developing my own stuff, developing my own strategy, my own way of thinking about the charts. Then stuff started to change. All I want you guys to do is to apply the tools that I talk about, apply the teachings, the tools, all of that stuff to your trading. It does not mean you have to trade the same way as me. Is it better to focus only in few pairs or one, or does it matter? Yeah, man. So I would always recommend only focus on one pair. I typically focus on two pairs, and that's Euro USD and GBP USD, and that's only what am I saying? That's only because occasionally one of them won't move and the other one will move. So I just kind of give myself the opportunity, the benefit of the doubt that I'll always be able to find something. But there's always a trade every single day in every single major. So I don't recommend trading exotics. So I only trade anything that's paired with the US dollar index. So, you can pick AUD USD, you could pick USD JPY, you could pick USD CAD, you can pick USD CHF, you could pick GBP USD, Euro USD, NZD USD. It does not matter which one you pick, but pick one. Just because I trade two doesn't mean you have to go in and start trading two. Just because I trade Euro USD and GBP USD does not mean you have to trade GBP USD and Euro USD. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I have cats and they were just getting in a fight, and just got something in my eye. Sorry, I'm going back to your question now, Fidel. So only focus on one pair. Don't focus on trying to trade, every single pair. I see a lot of people that are trading. They're trying to trade a bunch of different pairs at the same time. They're looking at exotics, they're looking at majors, they're looking at all this stuff, and it really gets confusing. It gets to the point to where you're analyzing something and you're thinking, oh, okay, this can do this, but then you look at the other pair and you're like, oh, well, wait, that doesn't seem right. If it does this, why should the other pair do that? Trust me, if you focus on too many pairs, it's going to create so much confusion for you, and it's going to make your learning process significantly longer because you're thinking about too much. You're overthinking it. You want to really simplify trading. So the easiest way to simplify trading is do what? Narrow it down. So bring everything in. So focus on one pair. Focus on maybe one session time. Maybe you like trading London because that's when you don't work, or maybe you like trading New York better. Dial everything in. So get really specific. I trade London, like for me, I like to trade London session, GBP USD. That's like my go-to thing. So GBP USD is my one pair, my favorite session to trade at the moment because of where I live and everything in terms of what I see in the charts is London session. That's when I like it. For you, that may be USD CAD, New York session, all that stuff. But guys, you want to focus on one. You don't want to focus on a bunch. After you've had more experience, then you can get like more monitors and put up a bunch of different charts and all that stuff, but you have to learn what you're looking for first. So by focusing with that one pair, you really start to learn and understand the things that you're going to be looking for in the charts. So when you do get to the point to where you're analyzing a bunch of different pairs, you already know what you're looking for. So you're able to make a reaction in the market instantly because you know what you're doing. It takes me about 2 to 5 minutes to do a full analysis on any pair. So I could probably run through every single major in I don't know, 30 minutes or so. But I'm talking fully broke down, like from the monthly down to the 5-minute time frame. Everything that I would look at, everything that I'd be waiting for, everything that I could see unfolding, all of that. That takes time though, and I'm still not. I don't want to say, oh, I'm so good I can analyze the charts in under 5 minutes. No, guys, it's just because I've been doing it a little bit longer. I've had more time. That's the only reason. Like compare me to ICT. This dude could probably break down a full chart in a minute. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's all relative to where you're at in your journey, and don't feel because I can do that you have to do that way too. if anything, I would recommend you guys spending hours on that one pair, looking at those setups, looking at those things in the charts. Hours, not minutes. It's not about how fast you can break down a pair. That just comes with experience. So I'm saying as you gain more experience in the markets and you've been trading for a couple years, then you could add more pairs to your watch list. You know what you're looking for, and you can break them down quickly, so you don't have to worry about I have to come over here, do my analysis, then I have to do my analysis for this. Like it's a lot of jumping back and forth if you're trying to do it at the beginning. So really narrow it in, focus on one pair, particularly maybe one session time, however you want to do it. It's totally up to you, but create a plan. So if you want to trade during, like my plan, the 5 steps that I follow, that I have that I send to all you guys, as well as just kind of like personal things in my head. Like I like to trade London session. Generally, I like to place my trades like around midnight Pacific Standard Time, and these are just things that I've figured out that happen frequently for me. Almost every time I take a trade, it's usually right in the middle of London session, like smack dab in the middle. So maybe that's like a common thing. So that's something that I look out for now, and you just start to like learn these like little nuances, and you're able to, figure out things about that specific pair by really focusing on that one pair. So don't try to watch a ton of pairs. It's really going to honestly like fuck your head up. So just it's too much trying to look back and forth. So just focus on that one pair. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I remember you, man. Cool. Well, yeah. Hey, I appreciate you supporting the journey, brother. And if you ever need anything, just reach out. You could hit me up here on YouTube, or really anywhere, bro. You can hit me up on Instagram. You see all the icons here below at JRodForex. Hit me up with any questions, any of that. Don't feel like if you guys, if you're not part of my my premium group or anything, like you can't reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help anyone. It doesn't matter if you're in my premium group or not. I'll try to help you the best I can. I'm not trying to not help someone because they're not a member or something. I'm not like that. I'll help you with whatever it is. The membership and the members, the premium group, that's to really help the people that are trying to learn this, like the people that want to learn this as a skill, that are taking it serious, they want that mentor, right? They want that person that can help them and teach them the things that they struggled with, the things that they sucked at first, and the things that help them improve. And that's pretty much what I do for them. I'm that guy, or their go-to guy for anything Forex, right? I'm there every single day. They have me on live sessions. They have access to me whenever. So it's that direct line of communication. It's that direct line of communication. Hold on one second, guys. I'm getting a phone call. Give me 2 seconds. All right, sorry about that, guys. Stupid phone call. I forgot to turn my do not disturb on, so that's why it came through. So my bad for you guys that just got blown up with my phone call. So let me go ahead and look at the chat box again. How frequent do you incorporate fundamentals in your trading? So like in terms of figuring out, and the NFP numbers are going to be this, the FOMC, the interest rate might potentially be this. I don't factor it in. Personally, it's not something that really works with my style of trading. I use the news events as extra injections of volatility, which is exactly how ICT talks about it. And the reason that I don't really use like fundamentals or anything like that, everything for me is pretty much based off of technicals. Everything, even coming down to the news release, like the technicals have to be there for me to be in the trade, right? And if the technicals align with a news release, then that pretty much just gives me extra confirmation that the market is going to have a quick move. So it's going to be either, in the direction I'm expecting. If the technicals align too, then I would hope that it would go in the direction I'm expecting. And that's generally what I use the news for. But I don't use, I don't think, the tariff war, the trade wars or tariffs are like, I have nothing, I know nothing about it. I couldn't tell you the first thing. I don't know anything about it. I don't look up any news on it. Maybe I should, but I don't. And I don't personally think that I need it. Maybe it's something that I'll add eventually in my trading, but again, I like it simple. I like everything, how I do it in trading. I like to keep it simple. I'm not trying to overcomplicate it and make shit hard for myself. Trading can already be stressful. So why would I want to stress myself out more? And that's how I look at it. So, news releases to me is, opportunity for more volatility and more money, in my opinion. And that's what I look for. Now, with that being said, I never trade NFP. I never trade FOMC. If there's like a rate announcement or something like that, I never trade that stuff. But, for example, let me show you. I'll show you my screen, and you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about here. So if you're looking at this screen, you can see the dollar index has 3 news events. Monday at 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is my time zone. So make sure if you guys are not in Pacific Standard Time that you adjust this for your correct time zone. But 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time Monday, we have 3 dollar index news releases. So if the technicals align with these 3 news releases, so for example, if dollar index trades into support right around 5:30, then we know that the market's likely going to push up high, push up, and likely with quick movement because we have 3 news impact releases. Same thing goes for cable. If the market trades into some level of support or resistance around this time, based off the technicals, then we know that we could, likely expect this news release to inject more volatility into that particular pair. And that's how I use the news, but I don't specifically use it for, determining like, the forecast is 0.4%. I think it's going to be 0.3%, so I'm expecting a decrease. I don't look at that. I don't know how it works. I don't even I just made the video on my course because I'm making a video course, if you guys don't know, just pretty much A to Z, everything I look for in the markets. That way, if you guys, just kind of want to educate yourself and basically learn exactly what I know and how to do it, then it'll be in that course. So I just made the video and I was talking about the different types of analysis, and we have technical analysis and we have fundamental analysis. And I'm sitting here talking about technical analysis and everything that I know, blah blah blah, and then I get to fundamental analysis and I'm like, So fundamental analysis is, analyzing based off news events, and that's really about all I know. So I'm not gonna, keep talking about it because I don't know anything about it, and I don't want you guys to, feel like you could trust my opinion on fundamental analysis because I don't know. I don't know that. I know technical analysis and price action. That's my specialty. That's my go-to. That's how I make my money, and that's what I do. Period. Fundamental analysis. There are people who could do it. There are people out there that have success with it. I'm just not that person. I prefer using my style, technical analysis. I see what I see. I don't want to rely on all that stuff. That shit is heavily manipulated by the media. There's a lot of shady shit that goes on with that type of stuff. So I don't generally focus on that. That's my personal opinion though. So I mean, everybody's entitled to whatever they think about it. So if you like trading the fundamentals, by all means, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that. That's your style. If you're good at that, practice that. That's your skill. Get good at it, and bam. Let's see. Thoughts on price action trading? Yeah, I mean, bro, that's what I do. Technical analysis and price action is how you would define what I do. So there is You know, honestly, I don't even know like what the other types of like trading like terminology is, but technical analysis and price action is what I do. All I do is I basically analyze past data. So I look at the charts and figure out what happened in the past, where did it happen at, what did it look like, and then I look at the future and say what could happen, where could it happen at, where could it go, all those things. So you're forecasting different things by looking at previous data. And it's basically, you know, just like the simple, the simple phrase that everybody says, history repeats itself, right? That's all it is. It's previous data repeating itself in the future. So technical analysis and price action, I mean, thoughts on it, I wouldn't fucking trade any other way. If you do, then in my opinion, I don't have nothing to say about it, honestly, but technical analysis and price action is what I would recommend, what I would stick to. Just that's it. There should be no what about fundamentals. Just focus on the technicals. Trust me. People don't realize that every currency pair markets move differently. Yeah, so that's definitely true, man. Every single currency pair does move differently, and you know that's why I recommend pick one pair, because when you do trade multiple pairs, you're just confusing yourself. You're trying to, just read too much. Too much of too many pairs, and it'll fuck you up. So, if you pick that one pair, whether that be USD JPY, GBP USD, AUD USD, doesn't fucking matter. Whatever one you pick, you got to learn that pair. What times does it move? Does a lower the day form Asia, London, New York? What time? But it all comes down to the work. If you're putting in the work to figure out all these things, you will, you're gonna crush it. Guys, there's no reason that you will not make it in trading if you're putting in the work. It is inevitable. It's inevitable. But you have to be working. You can't just say, and I mean actually working. I'm not just talking about, oh, I got the charts up. Okay. I got the charts up. That's not working. If you have the charts up, that's not working. You got to mark up the charts, guys. I mark up my charts every single day. So every single day, Monday through Friday, I mark up my charts. Not that I'm remarking them up, but so for example, if I have an ICT bullish order block that was hit, I delete that level and then I look for the next level that I need to be marking up. And that's how it goes. I'm plugging and playing, right? So I'm putting a level here if it needs to go here, and I'm putting a level here if it needs to go here. Deleting this level if it's already been hit, whatever it is, but constantly updating. You can't just look at the charts and say, oh, I look at the charts 5 hours a day, so I think that I'll get this eventually. You have to actually immerse yourself in the charts. Find the break of market structure. Find the ICT bullish order blocks. Legitimately write down on a piece of paper, little tally marks, and then cross off 50 tallies whenever you find 50 ICT order blocks. But test yourself. It goes back to the self-discipline, guys. At the end of the day, you have to take control of your own life. If you want to be a trader, take control of your life, take control of your situation, do the shit that you got to get done in order to get where you want to go. Period. There's nothing else other than that. I think it's so funny when I get a certain questions, and then I just start thinking about certain things, and then I just go on a little rant, and that's pretty much what just happened there for you guys that are still here. Do you have a video on how you backtest your strategy? I don't have a specific video going over how I backtest my specific strategy. No, that will be in the course, but I have a video on my YouTube going over how I backtest. So I know it may sound like the same thing, but all I'm talking about in the video that's on my YouTube is basically how I use the backtesting feature on TradingView, which is the market replay, and use that to be able to go see what price did and predict what it's going to do for price action that already unfolded. So again, I don't have like a specific like, hey, this is how you go and find an ICT bullish order block. This is how you find, where to draw your fibs. If you go back and watch any of my live sessions on my website or on my YouTube channel, any of the ones that say live session and Q&A, where I'm going over the charts, in pretty much every single one of them, I get the question, what is an ICT bullish order block? And I go over it in all of those. And also the same with fibs and market structure and all that stuff. So I'm sure between all the videos, I've said it, have a video of how I exactly backtest my strategy. But there's no secret. I'm not hiding anything from you or saying, you have to wait until the course to figure out what it is. But all I do is I use the market replay feature on TradingView, and I go and mark up 3, 6, and 12 months worth of price action. So 3 months from today would be like January, and then 6 months from today would be, 6 months from today would be January, 3 months from today would be like March or whatever it was. But so I'm looking 3 months back, 6 months back, 12 months back, right? And that's pretty much giving me like a whole yearly view, but I'm breaking it down in quarters. And then what I'm doing is like each quarter I'm mapping out what are my ICT bullish order blocks, what are my double tops and double bottoms, where are my market structure breaks, are we making higher highs and higher lows, are we bullish, are we bearish? Like I'm asking myself all these questions, like not that I have them written down or anything like that, but I'm just asking myself these questions as I'm breaking down like each month, each quarter, each week, whatever it is that I'm working in, like in terms of price action. But that's it, man. You're identifying, what these ICT bullish order blocks, these ICT bearish order blocks, these market structure breaks, what they look like after they've happened, so you can start to see what they look like as they're forming, before they happen, all that stuff. And the market replay feature on TradingView is pretty cool, because you can, for example, if you market, right before an ICT bullish order block forms, and then you wait and see what the market did once it trades into the ICT order block, at that point you know that you can trust it, right? Because you see once it trades into it, it usually acts as support or resistance and trades the opposite way. So yeah, that's how I would do it. Just answering it for you live right here. That's how I would tell you to go and start backtesting. But I don't have a specific video on it or anything like that yet. No. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this live session, guys. It's been about an hour and 20 minutes, and I'm getting pretty cotton mouth from talking this whole time. So if you guys have any questions, just drop them in the comment box below. I'll answer those for you. If you're interested in joining the premium group, then that's the first link in the description, so you can click that and join as well. And yeah, I think that's it. So again, if you guys have any questions, anything like that, reach out to me on social media. You don't have to be in my group to ask me questions. I'll help anyone. But again, the group is for everybody that is really taking trading serious and is looking to get to that next level. So that's what we do there, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, got a ton of value from it. I really enjoyed spending this hour and a half with you guys, answering all your questions. So I look forward to talking to you soon, and I will see you in the next video.